Are we live? Yeah, we're
We
live.
are going live, baby.
All right.
Hey, y'all.
321. Mike, Herbert, Sienna Livingston, live, agent on fire, on fucking fire today. And I just want to say good morning to everybody. Hope you're as fired up as we are. Have not seen your homework yet. Have not seen it, but I know you did it. You're just waiting to give us that video feedback. Anyway, today we're going to talk about two primary things. And the first thing we're going to talk about is the tools. The tools that every real estate agent gets, some rendition, some different flavor combination of tools that your broker pays for, that you pay for, that your association is in synergy with other organizations, but there are lots of digital tools. And we're going to talk about the first one that I use religiously. And I don't know that everybody does. I know when it came out, I was part of the beta testing team with another brokerage I was with, and it's called Remine. Remine is one of those tools that will literally, in one click of a check of property, give you a combined valuation that runs among all that takes into consideration all of the different tools used to create comp on your properties. And you can instantly an answer on your phone. Very important tool right here. Okay. You can instantly have an answer without having to give them the standard, I'll get back to you when I have a better answer for that. Okay. Now, using tools and getting into all the applications, I'm going to go a little bit backwards today because I believe that the most important tool that you have is right here, right there. You are the tool. And the question is what are you going to use the tool for today? When you're working on, I'm going to use a motorcycle analogy, but when you're working on a tool, what was that? That was some chiming in, I think. Wow, cool. What we do when we're working, say, I lost track for a second, but I'm going to use a motorcycle analogy. I know motorcycle analogies well. When you're working on a specific thing on your engine, you use a specific set of tools and you change the adapters, the size of wrenches, the different custom wrenches to pull things and install things. You are constantly changing your tools, and then a new tool comes out and it's better and it makes the job go quicker, right? Same thing in real estate. But you've always got to be looking, and you cannot just depend on your association to do that, because you're going to get a big body of tools to use when you do that. When you walk out, hey, Eric, what's up? Wave, I can't hear you. It's okay. You're muted. Wave, thank you, buddy, for coming.
Hey, Mike.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Where are you at? That's a gorgeous, where are you at? Are you out by your house?
I'm up in the Etiwanda Preserve over
I love that. Beautiful hiking.
I'm out here looking at some of these $1 million properties up here. It's a great view.
There you go. How many are you going to buy? How many are we going to sell?
Oh, well, as much as possible.
Yes. For everybody else watching this video today and this live presentation, Eric is a client of mine, a longtime life friend of mine now, and moving forward. Eric, since you're here, why don't you tell us about that magic transaction we did a few years ago where we closed escrow and recorded within 30 minutes of each other? How about that one?
Absolutely. Yeah, one of the most amazing things is that we were able to handle two sides of a real estate transaction very effectively and really quickly. So we got in right before the market went crazy too. And since you helped me get the the property. I've got over $300,000 worth of equity in this particular one we're talking about. So that's nice. You know, I've only been there for like 2 years. But yeah, we coordinated it. So, you know, my wife was pregnant at the time. We wanted it to be an effortless transition. So we got the close date of escrow set up right at the perfect time. We moved in at the same exact time. And it was really smooth, you know. We lost the deal like once or twice too. And because of your excellent follow through and communication, we kept it alive, found other lenders, we made it happen. And we never lost sight of the goal, which was to close the deal, and we got it done.
Thank you so much for that recollection of that. Obviously, I've done a few since, but I would love to actually hear about some of those not give up moments, because I do know that there's one thing that I know about myself, and that's I fight to the very end. I do not go down, you know, with my tail between my legs. So how did we do that? Refresh me on that one.
Well, you refreshed my memory a little bit actually when you were
Okay.
talking, and absolutely, man, like you never ever thought that the deal was done, even when we had the developer and the lender say, nope, we can't do it. No, this doesn't qualify. No, you know, the application's dead because of X, Y, and Z. You didn't hear the words no, ever.
Nope.
You just kept pushing forward. You always looked for, you know, what the solution would be, even if they didn't provide it. So that was one thing that I've always admired about you, and why I chose to work with you is because of your energy and your no quit attitude. And I mean, yeah, we had the developer's lender shoot the application down after stringing us along for months and delaying our timeline. And you already had a plan B lined up. You already had another lender. You already started developing my relationship with this lender as a plan B. You know, communication was key. We were already communicating with other people so that we always had something else in the works if something else was to go awry. And that's what we did. So we had already had a pre-application, a pre-approval with another lender, and we jumped, we pivoted over to them immediately, and it didn't hold us back at all. The only thing that slowed us down was the developer in this case. And
Right.
As soon as they finally gave us a concrete answer, we were already with plan B. And not only that, you still got them to honor the cost of closing, to pay closing costs and all of the perks and upgrades that were originally said only going to be given to people who used their lender. So we kept that intact, even though we pivoted our lender. So that was great, man.
That is so, thank you for that, Eric. And let's go down the rabbit hole today. We're going to shift on my topic of tools, because what you mentioned inside of this conversation is that we were selling a home that was not a brand new build, and we bought you a home that was a new construction, new build, because your beautiful wife wanted a brand new, no one has ever lived in it home. And that is the conversation that you're speaking of when it comes to the perks and the inside work that a real estate agent can do if you bring your outside real estate agent when you're buying new construction. Now, obviously, in new construction, they can handle the whole transaction, just like you're walking into Home Depot to buy your house. It all takes place at the cash register. And the cash register is the agent in charge of selling all of those new homes for the builder, right? And when you brought me in as your frontline negotiator, that was your game changer. And I think regardless of who anyone uses, there's a lot of new construction out there in your neighborhood, and you cannot go wrong bringing in your own real estate agent. You're not leaving any money on the table. And those perks that you got, those thousands of dollars of upgrades and things that they say they only give you because you use their builder back financing, they can give you those. We know that together. We're talking about it now. And for all those clients out there that love buying these new developments, and I mean, you just said it, 300 grand in a couple of years. There's no two way. You cannot argue with that. Okay. This market is this market. And this is in any market. It's not just the market. Okay. It happens to be the market this time, But the market, you can make money in real estate on the way up, the way down, sideways, diagonal, it doesn't matter. You just have to have the right attitude. And I'm going to cap it with this, brother, because I really appreciate you for bringing this up, Eric. You are massively helpful today, okay? You said something about me that I know, but I don't understand sometimes how to recognize it. And that is ability to see a no as just another way to get a yes. It's just a word. It's not a bad word. It's a common word. It's for the common folk. No, 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 no. I'm not going to do that. Some people hear no and they're like, okay, no, bye, I'm leaving. You know what I mean? When I hear the word no, it's almost like someone saying to me, Mike, give me more. Someone tells Mike no, it's like saying, Mike, turn up your volume. I was talking to Jessica, who you also know very well, and let's literally plug Epic Escrow right now, because Epic Escrow at that time, she was with Rancho Escrow, but she handled your escrow. How streamlined and stellar did that go, Eric?
Oh, it went perfect. You know,
Right?
again, I find that my success is always tied to the effectiveness of my communication. And that's what I found with her escrow services was excellent communication, answered all my questions, kept me on the same page so that I could be another tool in the box, right? Another
So clear, yeah.
And to go back to what you're saying about the word no, I love the answer no. No is a
Yeah.
really valuable piece of information because that tells me, okay, great. Now I can stop wasting my energy on that particular argument or avenue, and I can retool and redirect and come up with a new approach because with any sales job, it's all about fine tuning, figuring out what they need and how to be a part of their dream. And that's what I do on a daily basis with my company. And that's what I look for in a real estate agent. And, you know, and I guess a lot of people walk into these sales offices at new developments and they just come in unrepresented. They just like hold hands and they have no idea. Everything in real estate, just like in business is something that you can, you know, debate and something that you can negotiate. So absolutely, man. You're spot on.
Yeah. Yeah. So the first thing I hear this morning is, Mike, you got to turn it up. Mike too flat. And I look to Jessica, who, just for anyone that's coming in this training, Jessica and I are engaged and we're a family. She works in escrow and is also a real estate agent. And I'm a real estate agent on fire, on turbo, supercharged, nitrous, bring it on. Okay. And that is how we do our family. And so the first thing I do in the morning before she goes to the escrow office is I say, honey, how'd the training look yesterday? And if she says, honey, it looked like you were going to sleep, I know that, I mean, I wasn't going to sleep. And even if it felt, you know, or even to everyone else looked like I was more upbeat, it's still not even close to the way I am every day, 24 hours a day, even in my sleep. So Eric, speaking about any real estate transaction and any communication that you and I have had with other potential, like, you know, Irfan Nazir, okay? We're talking financing. We're talking other people that we've been involved with, the inspectors, the termite guys, all the people that I've brought to you in your world, right? How important are those relationships when you know you've got some termite damage? You're aware of it. You're an in-tune homeowner that knows what their home is. You're not trying to hide anything. We're trying to fix it as quickly, efficiently, as quality as possible. How did we do that when we did that house? The one that we sold, actually, we're speaking of.
Well, relationships are paramount. And when you were talking about having the right tools for the job, you have to know what are the right relationships for the job. You know, and by the way, this training isn't, in my opinion, just helpful to people in real estate. It's helpful for anyone in a sales capacity, in a business development capacity. And, you know, and that's why I'm here today, is to pick from your, you know, I don't know, 3 decades of sales experience.
Come on. Am I really over 30?
Yeah, I lose track. But but yeah, no, absolutely. When we have those hiccups in the road, that's, I mean, they're just things to accomplish. And so we had the right people helping
Right.
us. We had the right experts that we already had a trusted relationship with. So we knew that they were going to steer us in the right direction. So there was no like bad answer to a situation. There was only something that we needed to gain knowledge from, and then work with them to find the solution. And that's what they did. They guided us. They told us, you know, what really needed to be done to get past that little speed bump, and we did it
Right.
with minimal effort and as minimal time, because time is more valuable than money, really. So
Right. Let's plug the builder. Who was the builder on that one again?
so the original builder was William Lyon, and then they were
William
bought
Lyon.
out and taken over by Taylor Morrison.
Right. Right. I was reading about that out in Rosetta Ranch. A lot of that happened in Rosetta Ranch as well, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool, man. Very cool. Well, thanks for coming, dude. Are you busy the rest of the day, or are you just on a hike?
I have a meeting at 12,
Okay.
and I had a really great sales conference with a new opportunity this morning that was extremely successful. And so right now I'm just getting some fresh air and recentering myself before the next adventure, man.
So for anyone that wants to, let me just say, plug what you do. Eric is a senior healthcare. I can't think of what the title would be. Eric, tell me, what would it be?
We coordinate senior services. My company is SoCal Senior Care.
Right.
And you can find us at socalseniorcare.org. And we are a resource for the elderly and the families that have elderly loved ones, which is just about everyone.
Right.
And we coordinate transitional living. We come up with a plan for clients, and we help them find long-term care solutions of all sorts.
Yeah, and those connections are so vital too, because you're talking about. I know there's an entire business that has to do with buying homes and converting them into places that seniors can live in a more home type of an environment instead of a facility type of an environment. And I know that's something that was, I've never actually a few clients that were doing that and have me looking for potential purchases to do that at some point.
We work right alongside real estate agents a lot of times, because the selling or reverse mortgaging of a property to meet their senior care needs and costs. It's a big part of our transitional plan for our clientele. And so like we were saying, I've got a bunch of trusted people in the industry that focus on those needs that can help hold the hands of these families that are stressed out, that are worried about what they're going to do with mom, that understand those sensitivities. So yeah, real estate kind of is tied to a lot of what I do. It's in certain cases.
Yeah, I mean that's a very deep personal discussion. We were talking about this yesterday. Sian and I were discussing it about, look, you've got exit plans when it comes to death of a loved one or end of life planning and all of those things, and the real estate and the family assets have a lot to do with that. And real estate tends to be, first on the list usually, in most cases. I mean, in some cases it's not, but big businesses and corporations and such. But the reality is when you're talking about, who's going to buy grandma's house, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Some families just want to sell it and optimize the transition and get through the sadness and the emotion quickly. Some people just don't want to deal with it at all, and they just want to, wait and mourn and do those things. And I get it. I've sat in all of those situations. How do you see those situations? I'll bet you do. I mean, you've got to be in that all the time.
Well, I go back to the people. So every family and every person's different. Some people are, like I said, stressed out and worried, and others are more prepared. And so you have to find the right agent for the job. You have to find someone that's versatile, that knows how to talk to different types of people and make them feel secure and safe and trusting you with their family journey, and knowledgeable. So yeah.
Wow, that's cool. This was really cool, Eric. I'm really grateful that you came into our Agent on Fire show today. And that is actually a great point you brought up earlier. An agent on fire does not have to be a real estate agent, because everyone is an agent in their own way for something. And everybody doesn't necessarily know what that something is, right? If
They
it's
better
wake up in
find
the
it
mo-
though.
Right, but they better find it, and that's what we're here to do. But there's those that wake up in the morning and have to and dread to and get in the car and go to work and can't wait for the clock to hit 4 or 5 or whatever it is, come home and go through the routine. Or there's those that wake up in the morning on fucking fire, baby. And the reality of that is it's not a bad thing. It doesn't matter which side of the bed you wake up on. The reality is get up, get synergized with yourself. Like, get clear on what you're going to accomplish in that day. Write it down what your goals are for the week, month, quarter, year. Write them all down. Get clear on what you're going to do that day. Move closer to that goal, and then get out and turn on the flamethrower. That is the way we do it here at Agent on Fire. And Eric Stunkel of SoCal Senior Care, dude, thank you for coming into the show, dude. This is awesome. Like, thank you so much, bro.
Whatever you do, you need to be on fire for it. And if you're not,
Totally.
you're not effective. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I always think about a concept. It's called attraction rather than promotion.
There
And
you
you know,
go.
if you're not on fire for what you do, you're not attractive. How are you going to do sales in any capacity if your energy isn't attractive and on fire
Yeah.
and full of something that other people want? So this is a great concept, and I think
I
it's
love it.
absolutely critical for being effective in a sales role.
So
I love
to
that.
all, yeah, no, Eric, thank you so much. And something I have in my teaching notes here, and I say teaching notes, it sounds so formal, because to me, formalities are a joke, okay? Processes are important, systems are important, but if the system and the process takes away from the fire in the sky, okay, throw it out and go with fire. That's the way I do life, okay? But I was
I'd love to
thinking about
expand on
something.
that.
Well, that's it. So what I was thinking about is something that I was talking about when it came to tools, okay? So tools was my topic for the day. Well, tools is a very formal thing in real estate world. When you walk into a brokerage, okay, and I've been in meetings, not at, every brokerage, but I've been at sales meetings, the normal agent, broker, sales, hoorah meeting in the morning or in the afternoon or whatever, with all the, sometimes it's a cocktail party at the association. Sometimes it's a meet and greet at a local pub or diner or something like that, or bar and grill type place. Sometimes it's at a brokerage. We used to do them at PLG in Beverly Hills. I just still with PLG when we did your house, right? So
Yeah.
PLG in Beverly Hills was really big on weekly meetings on Beverly Boulevard. Well, or Beverly Drive. Our office on Beverly Drive was the epitome of just gorgeous Beverly Hills office. And we'd walk in there and we had the best catering, the best coffee machine, the best everything, but we all came into that room and everybody was this unique, crazy, off the hook individual. That's one of the things I loved about PLG when I was there, is all the tech we talked about. And when you're talking about tech and when you're talking about tools in real estate, because if you're not talking about tech, first of all, you're not talking about the right thing. Sorry. I mean, in like literal tools, like the stuff that you get and use when you pay money to be a member of an association, become a member of a brokerage of any kind, you got to have certain tools because you just need to use them. But that's not what makes the agent. That's not what, without the agent, the tools are nothing, okay? Without the tools, the agent can probably do well if it's a good agent without the tools, okay? But the reality is tech is really important if you want to accelerate and fast lane, fast track. We have a program in this thing called Fast Track. Our Fast Track is essentially the fast track to the plateau of the next segment of classes. We call them summits here, right? So we design challenge-based training, and then we push our agents and our people to a summit. The moment they hit that summit, okay, we go, okay, nice seeing you here. Push them again really hard. And, a great example would be, Eric, is that no, no, no. Come on, bring on the no's. Because what no means is it means yes. When you show me the real you, when you show me you've done what you're capable of doing, my no or your no turns into a yes with, nitrous behind it. I use an example. This is a great example. I was talking to I work with, and he was telling a story about a $10,000 training package that he had. Okay. And that $10,000 training package, that's 10 grand, man. Some people go, oh my God, that's 10 grand. Wow, that's 10. Oh my gosh, that's 10 grand. That's 10 grand. I can't afford 10 grand. You can't afford not to spend 10 grand if it's going to make you 100 grand. Period. That's simple numbers. Okay. Another program that the same gentleman works with, it's 100 grand, right? With a guarantee of $1 million at the end of the road, $1 million bucks. 100 grand equals $1 million bucks. But you're the Y coordinate. You are literally the decision maker in that. It doesn't matter how many zeros are behind the number. It's all relative. It all comes down to this. All comes down to you and what you're willing to give it, what you're willing to do, how late you're willing to work, how early you're willing to wake up, and how you feel and what you do when you wake up, So I really appreciate that. And when I went off the rails here, but Eric, you are a gift. Thank you for coming today. The thing is tools. I was actually talking about Remind. You remember that tool I would use and I would show you where I could literally just pop a property and it would give me the valuation range in seconds?
Mm-hmm.
Not a comp report, not a listing report or a property analysis report of some sort like that. RPR reports, all that kind of stuff. We send out. That's that paper stuff we bring to meetings. And well, if you're looking at this is it. No. That's a whole nother class. It's called comping properties. And I got a whole new slice of that to give everyone when we're ready to train on that. And it's not today. But that tool gives you a very quick and efficient way to pull the valuation from Redfin, Black Knight, Zillow, First American. I mean, you're talking the biggest valuation tools in the industry, all combined into one thing like that. Okay? That, to me, is quick and efficient. The razor number that we're going to list at, that's a different conversation. But those valuators, you need to be able to get to that answer quick, especially in a market that's off the hook right now. So with that said, and Eric said, can I see it? Yeah, there you are. What are you now? Beautiful view. Anyway, Sienna, I want to get your input on some of this. I don't know where we are at in our time clock here, but I'd love some input from the marketing side of the street on what I have been discussing with my great friend and client on both sides of a transaction, two separate transactions actually. And what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Let me hear it. Come on, come on.
So,
whoa. Give it to
I'm
us.
gonna show you my lighted up lead generation second or system, but Eric unmuted. I think he has something else to add. I want to hear what he has to say because it's so much value.
Oh yeah, no, I was just going to say that your fire should be the thing that ignites your process. Your fire is what has to ignite the process at which you approach everything. And if it's not coming from a place of fire, then you're boring. and you're not going to have customer confidence.
Right.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's the last thing I get called is boring. So when Jessica calls me boring, there's something definitely going on. I'm probably reading something, thinking too much. Start with fire, and we're going to let Sienna talk about lighting it up.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. I can find.
Yeah, let me see.
So using the tool that Michael was talking about for evaluations, you need to have leads. So this is a lead generator that I've created. It's our Lighted Up program, and we have set it up. Can you see my screen first of all?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So we have set it up for him, for our business to collect leads. First, this is a seller funnel lead magnet for properties in Wrightwood, California. So it's very specific to sellers that are trying to sell their house in Wrightwood, California. This lead magnet, the Lighted Up system has actually made, it's probably safe for me to say billions of dollars in lead generations because it came from a financial world. But we have set it up to make it work for real estate agents. So connecting this with like a Facebook ad that we were speaking about yesterday, and running ads to this, and even just putting your link on your Facebook page or your Instagram that you have like put a lot of effort into making it like speak to your right audience is going to bring you more leads so that you have leads to and properties to put into the tools that you are using as an agent. So I'm going to go through this, how this works. And this works because instead of having like a long form, this has 7 questions in this form. A lot of people have like a form and it's like overwhelming, but it's like one question at a time. It's built with your branding, and it's promising a free property valuation. The purpose of this is to get on the phone and call them. You can build a relationship through like email marketing, hooking it up to your CRM and nurture them. But you really want to get on the phone, let's meet for coffee. When can I come over and check out your house? So it's asking for a property. First thing it's asking for is property. You have the choice of, are you selling a home in Wrightwood, California? It's a yes or no. You'll answer yes or no. Yeah. Continue. How soon would you like to make this happen? This is going to tell you if it's like they want to sell their property right away, or you need to continue to nurture them. You know, it's like ASAP, or I'm thinking about it. ASAP, they're pretty hot. Do you know the value of your home? It's okay to estimate. They enter the value. This also tells you how they got it appraised. If they've had it appraised, that's hot, hot, hot. Has it been appraised? Yes, they're hot. What's your phone number? They enter their phone number so that you can call them and enter in their name, get free offer now, get the offer, confirm the phone number. All this information goes into our back office. We have it hooked up with ActiveCampaign, but it's actually going to be going to our ClickFunnels account. So right away, Mike has their phone number. He can get on the phone and call them. He can, before he gets on the call, he can get into his tools and know more about that property. He calls them, he knows what he's talking about, he has interest in them, and he's created a great prospect for his real estate business. This is the Lighted Up generation tool that we use in our business to bring leads, and it's proven, it's strategic, and it's easy to use if you have me help you.
Yeah.
Because building it does take a lot of technical processing. Everything has to be perfect because you are dealing with HTML and JavaScript. We've thrown this system in as a bonus that you can have. You could plug in your questions and change it. But it's a wonderful tool when it comes to lead generation. You can put your link to your funnel, your sales funnel on your Facebook, on your ads. You can advertise at Craigslist, whatever you're using to generate leads. Facebook ads, basically. So that's our lead generation system, and something that's going to really light up your business. I'm going to give you back the floor, Michael.
Thank you. So what I was hearing, thank you for explaining the seller lead funnel. The thing that I actually, I'm gonna add to that. And so there are a lot of tools. One Home is one of them. That's the tool that the MLS uses when I set up an auto search for a client, okay? We real estate agents on Fire especially set up so many of these, and we are actively monitoring them for our clients throughout the whole process until we decide on a target property to go after. When this, and I actually set up buyer funnels for sellers too, because they want to see what the other side looks like. A lot of people don't think like that. But the neat thing about what we do with the ClickFunnels CRM, the marketing tools and everything built into this is we actually tie it to all of those other tools. So that's where the technical bridge comes in when our clients here at Agents on Fire upgrade to the Lighted Up program, where we actually include, I think it's 2, am I right? Yeah, they're nodding. So it's 2 lead funnels, just like that one, only they don't necessarily have to be seller or buyer. They could be 2 seller, 2 buyer, whatever. The reality is integrated into their CRM system. Not only are you getting the most optimized technical tool personalized to you, not created through some generic input, right? And a real estate person that actually helps you integrate that into whatever systems you're using in your business. And to me, that is why everything should run on some type of technology, funnel-based technology. Because if you don't use it, it's not personal. There's too many other agents out there using, the big global databases that generate these lead funnels. I've used them. I've used a Facebook lead gen funnel. Okay, $500 into it, I get 1 lead. Like, really? Like, no, that's okay. But the results speak for themselves in the real estate world using this technology. So thank you. That was rad. That was killer. And
can I share one other thing?
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Because when I used to do real estate investing, we'd use, yes, use the phone. You need to be using the phone to call your prospects and people. But we would spend time, like we would have a goal of like, okay, we need to call 50 FSBO, for sale by owner people, to get leads. And we'd get them off of Craigslist and the FSBO sites. And just so many hours spent on the phone with these cold leads, talking, trying to make an appointment. The purpose was making an appointment, getting there and getting the house under contract, and then also practicing. This is a great tool to use to learn how to prospect, how to talk to people, how to make appointments. But with this Lighted Up system, it's working 24/7 all the time, creating leads for you into your business. That's all I wanted to share.
A system you can depend on that's working 24/7 in an automated, optimized, area-specific market. Yeah, I get it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, we've been staring at this and talking about this and developing this for a long time, and just hearing it put into that context And I actually want to ask you a question because you talk about properties under contract and leads and FSBOs, for sale by owner properties, and so forth. That market that you were working in, my dogs are about to start barking out. It's going to be great, and I'm going to have to tell them to be quiet. Is something called wholesale real estate. It's not something we're going to talk about today, but it's definitely something that I would love to hear your input on as far as your experience in wholesale. I have a lot of experience in wholesale because my brokerage does it on a very high level. Again, a conversation for another session. But what is your feeling about that wholesale market when you're talking about 50 phone calls a day to get what, 3 leads out of it, or one property under contract, or maybe you work a week and you don't even get one, right?
Yeah, you're calling people that, one thing, a lot of them have something like negative about a real estate agent because they haven't
Right.
listed their home. They want to, they
Right.
think that they can do it by themselves. So it's like
Right.
you kind of have to sell them into that, and
Right.
roll them into like, okay, I'm going to help you. This is the tools they have to help you. And this is what you're going to get out of the deal. It's not just wholesaling, it was creative ways to get the house under contract, get the property under
Right.
contract. Meeting the client, the prospect where they're at, trying to, like we talked about yesterday, that relationship. How can I help you? Maybe it's just the dog that they have to worry about, or the parent that's passed away and they're, getting rid of the property on their estate. How can I help you? What strategy can I use to find your solution?
I'd love
Get
to
you
ask
over-
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you touched on something really important. I think it was actually a quote from Warren Buffett, where you have, if you're not making money in your sleep, you're never going to be financially independent. And so it's so important for agents to be using technology. They have to, you got to have your own website, your own social media marketing campaign, SEO. You've got to have funnels. You've got to have things that are directing qualified leads into your inbox when you're sleeping, 100%. And that's really, really important. If there's an agent out there that just has their picture on a brokerage website and doesn't have their own marketing campaign with their own website and funnel, then they're just missing out on so much. It's the way the world works now, 100%.
Absolutely. Russell Brunson says websites are dead, and they are.
Yeah,
It's
websites are
nice
dead.
to build credibility and authority, because when people want to see your face online, but it's like just the same as handing out a business card. It's an online business card, really. It's not an ATM machine. It's not collecting anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say I'm gonna hop to this though. I'm gonna hop to this. 2 hours yesterday, I went over to one of our other houses to pick up a chair that I wanted for my desk here at this house. In another house, furniture swap. I was doing a furniture swap. We have a couple rentals up here, and I'm in Wrightwood. And so anyway, I was picking up this chair, and there's a house across the street. And we actually made offers on that house, but it went to someone that went a little bit higher. And I'm a real estate agent. I have been watching that house for 2 years. Just like all the houses I have my eyes on right now. They're all going through one eye and the other eye's got my eye on them. This is my database, right? And so I went in there and I met the owner of the house, and I met her boyfriend, and I met their plumbing contractor, and I met a couple of weeks ago, I met their demo contractor. And these are all things that I do and I have a very, good understanding of. As a real estate professional, you got to know a lot, okay? Don't get me wrong. Those real estate agents that say, I don't know that answer, I'll get back to you, that's okay. But I like to know the answer. So anyway, I went over there. I went out the door after training yesterday, and this is the short version of the story. And I came back with 5 leads. I was not going out to get leads. I was just going out to pick up a chair. Okay. I came back with two to three potential leads in LA, another potential lead right here in Wrightwood, and another lead in Wrightwood. 5 total leads, real leads. Okay. And that card that I handed out, because there was 2 hours of storytelling and listening and asking questions and meeting and waiting while people were talking, because it was a construction site environment and I was in sync with that site and I knew where to stand and where not to stand and when to go down in the driveway and be away from people and let them have private conversations going on. All of those things that you do as a real estate agent are how the phone rang back from the business card that I handed out. Now, just think if every lead that came in your inbox from your online presence did the same thing. Would that be able?
That would be powerful. That is.
Would that be valuable?
Yes, actually. Yes,
10
absolutely.
of those a week. 10 a week. That's 2 a day. So challenge day number 3, Agents on Fire challenge. Day 3, 2 real leads a day is easy. Go get them. But don't go out there thinking that you got to sell what you know and sell who you are and sell your real estate experience and sell this. Don't go there because that's not going to sell the client. Get to know your client. Pretend like you're not a real estate agent. You're just hanging out. And those leads will come.
Love that. Go out to play big with the intentions of bringing value to people.
All right. So I think we're really close to a wrap. I want to end with a couple of things, okay? Number one, my job in this challenge is to light you on fire, okay? Light you up, not let you forget it, and remind you until you're sick of listening to me, okay? Because that's what I do. I got a friend and client here, Eric. I got a friend and partner here, Sienna. I got a fiance and absolute love of loving woman in my life, and she happens to work in the same industry. When I'm not on fire, when I'm not lighting you up, I'm not doing my job, okay? So that is where I want to end. I want to give you all of that. Your homework assignment is to go live on the private website and give us what you got when you went out and got those 2 leads. Tell us about that experience. Share that with us. 2 to 3 minutes. You can go longer if you want to, but keep it short. Don't want to burn your whole day, but definitely go out and light some people's worlds on fire. Talk about what they do and learn about your clients, because you will have more clients than you ever imagined.
Great. Thank you, Mike.
The end. I appreciate you all. Thank you for coming so much. And we need to plug one last thing because we're getting close. Today's the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this weekend is the Firestorm Boot Camp for students here in the challenge that want to take the level up higher. It's called the Firestorm Boot Camp. Look at it. There's going to be a link below this video and be all over our Facebook page until Friday. It starts Saturday. It goes Saturday and Sunday parallel with the last 2 days of the challenge to take that level way through and work directly with Sienna and I on developing your marketing campaign so that Monday morning you walk out the door like a freaking torch, everybody. So have a great rest of the afternoon, and thank you so much for coming today to the Agent on Fire Challenge. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Eric. It's nice to meet you, Eric.
Yes,
Have a great
thank you
day.
both. You too.
Yeah, man.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Have a day.